Hello friends, thank you for joining and welcome to this 30-minute slow flow class. Today we're going to be focusing on the lower body, so we'll be working those legs, working them glutes. So whenever you're ready, let's meet at the front of the mat in mountain pose. Inhale, reach those arms up and overhead, opening that heart, feeling that full body stretch. Exhale, swan dive into a forward fold. Take a slight bend in the knees here, feeling that stretch in the lower back. Maybe we grab opposite elbows and swing side to side, letting the head hang heavy. Feeling where we are today. Noticing our breath. Inhale, we're going to halfway lift. Option to have the hands on the thighs, the shins, on the mat, wherever is most comfortable. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Slowly come up with the crown of the head last to rise. And then getting into some shoulder rolls here. So squeeze those shoulders up tight towards the ears and then roll them down and back. Do a few rotations of these, maybe changing directions. And inhale, arms up overhead, grabbing that left hand with that right wrist, gently pulling to the side for a side stretch. Inhale back to center, grabbing the opposite wrist, pulling gently towards the left, feeling that stretch in the right side body. Careful not to force anything here. Inhale back to center. Now we're going to get into our standing cat-cow. So inhale to open the chest and exhale to round the spine, taking those zombie arms out in front of you. And we'll do a few rounds of these. Feel free to go at your own pace, really embracing that fluid movement. Exhale, bring those hands into heart center. And then we're going to take the legs out wide here, and we're going to do some hip rolls. Now you may feel a little silly, or you may not. Either way, we're at home or wherever we are. We're just doing our thing. No one can stop us. Finding what feels good. Maybe taking it to the other direction. Holding in any spots that might feel weird, might feel tighter than others. Maybe taking them side to side. Again, just finding what feels good today. And then inhale, bring those arms up and overhead. Maybe you find a slight back bend here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms. Step that left foot back into a high lunge. And then sending that right foot back into high plank. Lower the knees, bend the elbows for our first chaturanga. And then inhale to upward facing dog or baby cobra, whichever variation suits you. And then exhale, press down and back over the toes into downward dog. Pedaling here, taking it slow. Actively pressing up and out of the hands, keeping space between the shoulders and the ears. And then we'll begin to walk the hands back towards the feet, towards the back of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift, whichever variation. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to slowly rise all the way up with the crown of the head last to rise. Inhale, take those arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive for forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. And then exhale, we're going to walk those hands back up towards the front of the mat into our high plank. Option to lower the knees or keep them lifted. And then chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, baby cobra. And then exhale, push up and back over the toes into downward facing dog. Actively pressing up out of the shoulders, pressing the chest towards the thighs. And then inhale, walk those feet up towards the feet at the front of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, rise all the way up, reaching the arms up and overhead, maybe taking a slight back bend. And then exhale, palms to heart center. Inhale, reach those arms back all the way up, feeling our back bend, swan diving into our forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, plant those palms, and then we're going to step our right foot back into our high lunge. Feeling that stretch, and then sending our left foot back to meet the right in high plank into our chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the front of the mat, bend the knees, step, float, or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, root to rise, reaching the arms up and overhead, taking a back bend. Exhale, palms to heart center. And now we'll be getting into our flow. So let's hug that right knee up into the chest, finding our balance. And then bringing it out to the side to open that right hip. Gazing over the left shoulder if balance allows. And then reaching for that right big toe with the right hand and extending that leg out long or keeping it bent, whatever is comfortable. And then bringing it out right towards the front and then gently folding over that either straight or bent right leg. And then we'll flip our grip, grabbing the big toe with our left hand and reaching our right hand back towards the back of the mat. And then with control, we're going to slowly take that right leg out behind us and cartwheel those arms where our right hand is facing forward, left hand facing back into our high twisted lunge. And then cartwheel will open out to the other side into warrior two. Inhale, reach that left arm up and overhead to reverse warrior. Exhale, bring that left palm right in front of the left foot for our extended side angle. Inhale, straighten the front leg for extended triangle. And then we'll bring our right palm down and we'll square both of our hands around our left foot and do a mini kick up into our standing splits. So keeping the hips square here, try not to splay that right hip open. Option to grab the ankle here with one or both hands. And then we'll drop that right foot back into a lunge and then kick that left foot up and back to a three-legged dog. And then inhale to shift the weight forward. Option to keep the left leg lifted here for our chaturanga up dog. And then exhale, push back over the toes into downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath here. Inhale, look to the front of the mat. Bend the knees, step, hop, float to the front of the mat. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, we'll rise all the way up, arms overhead, taking a back bend. Exhale, palms to heart center. And then we'll take it to the other side, hugging the left knee into the chest, finding our balance here, opening that left hip, looking over the right shoulder, grabbing the left big toe to extend that leg as long as we can, or we're keeping it bent, whichever is working for us. Then we'll pull it around to the front of our bodies and gently fold over that left leg, trying to maintain our balance here. So actively pressing out of the arch of the right foot, keeping that right standing leg active. And then we'll flip the grip, grab the big toe with the right hand, reach back with the left. If you fall, it's okay. Just try to get back up for our standing twist here. Keeping the shoulders relaxed, away from the ears. And with control, sending that left foot behind us into our revolved high lunge. So left hand is reaching forward, right hand is reaching back. Shoulders are away from the ears. Then cartwheeling the arms, opening up to the other side into warrior two. Inhale, reach forward, up and back, reverse warrior. And exhale, take that left palm in front of that right foot into extended side angle. Inhale to straighten that leg as we shift into extended triangle, gazing up towards the sky if our neck is comfortable, and then we'll square that right foot and mini kick up into a standing split. Trying to keep the hips square, not letting that left hip open. Option to grab the ankle, use your blocks, and sending that stomach towards our thigh for a deeper stretch. And then dropping that left foot back and sending our right up into three-legged dog. And then we'll go into our chaturanga, option to keep the right foot floating here. Inhale to up dog. Exhale down and back into downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath here. Our next inhale, look towards the front of the mat. Bend the knees, step, float, hop, jump to the front of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. And then on your next inhale, we'll root to rise, bringing the arms up overhead. Taking a back bend here. And when you're ready, we'll meet with palms at heart center. And then here, we're gonna play a little more into our back bend. So option to place your hands on your upper butt, lower back to support you. And just playing around here, opening the chest, whichever way that feels good. And then we'll meet again with hands at heart center, and we'll do that flow again. So bring that right knee into the chest, open the hip, grab that big toe to extend the leg long. Take it out in front of you for that standing forward fold over that right leg. Switching the grip, grabbing the right foot with the left fingers and reaching the right hand back for our standing twist. Gazing over that right hand if that feels comfortable. And then with control, we'll step back into our revolved high lunge. Right hand in front, left hand pulling back. Cartwheel, opening the arms out to the other side, warrior two. Inhale, reach forward, up and back, reverse warrior. And exhale, extended side angle. Inhale to straighten that leg for extended triangle. Option to bind here, so we'll interlace our hands behind that left leg with a slight bend in the knee here for support and opening that chest. Back to triangle, and then we'll square that front leg to meet again in our standing splits. So pulling the chest and the stomach towards the thigh to help send that right leg up. An option here to do a little handstand hop, and we're gonna flip our leg position. So our right foot will be in front, our left leg will be towards the back, and we'll meet in a warrior two. And then transition to a high lunge, reaching that left arm slightly over towards the right for that deep hip stretch. And then we'll take it to the other side, facing the back of the mat, reaching that right arm overhead towards the left for our hip stretch. And then we'll face the left side of our mat into a standing wide-legged forward fold. So taking the legs out as wide as feels comfortable. Option to play with some inversions here. Maybe headstand, forearm stand, handstands. Maybe we're just in child's pose on our mat. This is our practice, our time. We can do what we want with it. So taking a few moments here, wherever we are. Careful not to forget to breathe here. And then when we're ready, we'll all meet in our standing wide-legged fold and bending down to that right leg into Skandasana. Maybe wiggle around, and then we'll use our hands to take us to the other side, bending over that left leg into Skandasana. And we'll go back and forth a few times. Options to use your hands, to not use your hands. Do a chest opener. You can take that arm overhead. Option to even take a bind around that bent knee. And then meeting back over our right knee bent skandasana. We're going to pivot open into a low lunge, lift the back leg, and then send that right leg up and back into three-legged dog. Moving through our chaturanga, keeping that leg lifted or lowering it. And then exhale, push up and over the toes into downward facing dog. Inhale, step, jump, float to the front of the mat. Halfway lift, exhale, forward fold, and then inhale, we'll meet arms overhead. Exhale, hands at heart center. Going straight to the other side, hug that left knee into the chest, open the hip, actively pushing up and out of that right foot. And then when we're ready, grabbing the big toe or the inside of the foot to extend the leg as long or as straight as we feel. Then bringing out in front to gently fold. And then we'll grab the left foot with just the right hand and take that left hand out behind us. And then glancing over those left fingers if balance lets us. And then with control, we'll step back into our high revolved twisted lunge. Left arm forward, right arm back. And then cartwheeling the arms open into warrior two facing the other side of the mat. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale for triangle. Option to go for a bind. Don't forget to take that slight bend in the knee. Careful we're not straining anything. Gazing to the sky if our neck feels good. Then we'll meet back in triangle, square that front leg, tiny kick up into standing split. Reaching the front body toward the thigh to help bring that left leg higher. And then here, another option to take that mini handstand hop to bring the left foot in front, right foot back. And we'll go straight into skandasana here. So pivoting over, opening that hip. And we'll take it side to side. So just playing around here, going to side, option to take the bind, open the chest, wiggle around, stay still, go in child's pose, do an inversion. Again, these are just a few moments for you to find what feels good, take time for you. And then we'll meet in a wide-legged standing forward fold. Placing the hands on the mat. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, use your hands to gently guide you deeper into the fold. Reaching the crown of the head towards the mat. And then with our right hand, we'll reach back for that left ankle for a gentle twist. You can use your left hand against the earth to help support you or deepen your twist. And then we'll take it to the other side. Breathing deeply here, breathing into any tight spots or kinks. And then meeting back in the center, we'll walk our hands back to the front of the mat, squaring that left leg, and then sending it back into three-legged dog. Moving through our chaturanga here, option leave the leg up or down. Inhale, upward facing dog, opening the chest. Exhale, and we'll push back into child's pose here. Taking some time to rest, taking some deep breaths. And then we'll meet on all fours. Place your left hand in the center of your mat. Reach your right arm up towards the sky. And then thread the needle. Let that right shoulder rest on the mat. Feel a gentle stretch in the upper body. Breathing deeply into this space. And then coming back, pulling it back up towards the sky. And then flipping the palms, reaching the left hand up, opening the chest towards the sky. And then thread the needle through, resting that left shoulder on the mat. Using those right fingertips or that right hand to help support you or deepen that twist. Breathing here. And then we'll gently push out of it and meet in all fours. And we'll send that right leg up and we're going to do some donkey kicks. This is the last bit of work we're going to do before we finish our stretching and then meet in Shavasana. So do about 10 donkey kicks and then we'll take them out to the fire hydrants. So imagine you're a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. Do 10 reps of those. How funny, my dog's right there. She's probably like, you're not doing it right. Okay, and then take your leg out behind that left foot, kind of at an angle, and then we'll kick it up, feeling it in our outer glute. Okay, then we'll take it to the other side. So kick that left leg up, do our 10 donkey kicks. Keep trying to keep a neutral spine, engaging the core. And then our 10 fire hydrants. I'm not really sure what these are actually called. I'm sure there's a different name than dog peeing on a fire hydrant. And then after we do 10 of those, we'll take the leg out long behind that right leg at an angle and kick up 10 times. Almost done. Amazing. And then we'll take that right foot up into a low lunge, feeling that stretch in the hip. Careful not to let that knee bend too deep over that foot, and sending it back into a half splits. So folding over that front leg, maintaining a flat spine, and then just moving through a low lunge and our half split at our own pace. Sinking that back hip towards the earth in our low lunge. And then gently heel toe that right foot slightly out towards the edge of the mat into our lizard. Option to reach back for that left foot for that quad stretch. Breathing. Option to press that right knee open for a deeper outer hip stretch. And then we'll move into pigeon, so folding that leg in front of us, 90-degree angle, and then fold over that bent leg that's parallel to the front edge of our mat. So only go as deep here as feels comfortable. Maybe you bring just your hands to the mat or you take your forehead down. Also, if you need some help here pressing that left hip down into the mat, you can use a block or some pillows or a blanket underneath that right hip for some extra support. And we can stay here, fold it over in pigeon, or option to reach back for that left foot. And then we'll switch the other side, however you can get there. Maybe you can do it without using your hands, but we'll end up in a low lunge on the other side, so our left knee in front. And we're gonna go through the same set of stretches here. So starting in our low lunge and alternating between our low lunge and our half splits. So remembering to keep a flat back here in the half split and then sinking that back hip towards the mat in our low lunge. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears, chest open. Breathing deeply into the spaces that need it. And then we'll heel toe our foot out to the side of the mat, a little wider for our lizard. And then reaching back, bending that back foot for that back quad stretch. Careful we're not feeling too much pressure in our knee here. Option to push that hip open for a deeper stretch, and then we'll meet in our pigeon. So take your time getting in here, get set up and comfortable. Grab your blanket or a block if you need it under that left hip to keep the hips square, and then find your comfortable fold. So for me, I am tighter on this side than my other, so I cannot take my forehead to the mat. I'm just gonna stay on my forearms here. Taking deep breaths. And then we can stay folded over, or we can reach back, bending that back leg. And then we'll open up to the side of our mat and just bend our knees in, alternating windshield wiper type motions, just to give our hips a little love. And then we'll sit in butterfly. And then I think Yoga with Adrienne said this, but she says, like, imagine that you're looking over into a pond. So that stuck with me. And we can take the legs out long and do some wide-legged folds. Maybe square off to one leg, square off to the other, fold in the middle, sway around. Just find what feels good here at the end of our practice. Keeping the feet flexed or pointed. And then we'll come down to our backs, reach for those big toes or the insides of the foot, and we'll do some happy baby. Maybe we rock side to side for a little back massage. Appreciating the work that we've done today. And then option here to go into shoulder stand, or maybe plow pose, taking the feet all the way behind you, feeling that stretch in the back body. You can use your hands on your lower back for more support. Then we'll slowly, gently come down, laying on our mat, setting up for Shavasana. So just letting our breath come naturally, opening our palms up towards the sky and just releasing any tension throughout our body. Relaxing our jaw, relaxing our eyebrows. And feel free to pause this video if you'd like a longer Shavasana, but if you're ready, we'll wiggle our toes and slowly roll to one side and press up. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like and comment, leave any suggestions, tell me what you liked and what you didn't, and have a great day.